About 20 years ago, someone asked me, Ted, if you could have any piano in the world, free of charge, which one would it be? And what do you think I said? Stick around. Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in beautiful downtown San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, watch our videos. We have guitar, piano, and synthesizer videos. They're actually fun and exciting. And please send us your comments, ask your questions, because we really get excited about that kind of stuff. It gives us something to do. And as I mentioned, the piano I said 20 years ago was a Shigeru Kawai. They were essentially kind of brand new back then. And I guess fortunately, unfortunately, we were not selling them at the time. So it kind of caught people by surprise. And they weren't real familiar with Shigeru Kawai because it was a brand new thing. And I had read all the preemptive literature about all the research and everything they were doing into the pianos to actually try to make the absolutely best piano in the world. And I knew coming from Kawai that it would be really one hell of an instrument. And so yesterday I was sitting here and I was watching the guys unpack this beautiful SK-5, and I started looking at how it was packed compared to other competitors, and I thought, there's just the right amount of zero space in there, and it was just packed tight, almost vacuum packed with plastic and with foam, protective multi-layers of cardboard, and then it had a pallet built upon a pallet inside to frame the piano so that it was really, really secured. And I thought in the back of my mind, I'm gonna see how this piano that was pretty much made by hand, put inside this packing crate, and then the crate put inside a box, and then the box put inside a container, and the whole container put on a ship, and then shipped over probably to Port LA, where it ended up coming off a truck over to here. And they uncrated it here and they set it up, and this is exactly how it is. And it was so perfectly near in tune. I was just incredibly impressed. So I wanted to start off with the beginning. Before I get into the piano, I'll show you this one thing that Shigeru Kawai sends. Besides sending you all the information on the individual at the factory that built your piano, and they actually sign your card, and there's a picture and a story of the guy. They give you this little booklet here, and it's got a bunch of pages in it. It's in a couple different languages, but it's how to care for your piano. And then included in that care kit is not just the instruction book and all this pride and joy of ownership, but they also have included in here, you get 3 of these heavy-duty polished ebony gloss wooden coasters. And you have a protective key cover slip that's in this nice red wool. Then they give you keys to lock your instrument, and then polishing cloth. And I think that's about all that's in there. I don't think there's anything else. So you get this little kit so you can care for your piano and keep your keys dust covered and all that kind of stuff. And put this thing back together. It's actually kind of a nice presentation they give you here. And then your other cards for the ownership and the manufacturer will be hanging off to the side. But the other thing, what surprised me most about the SK-5 is that there is a separate sample on the Kawai digital pianos that brags that this is an SK-5. It's separate from their 9-foot concert grand. And to get back to my story, I actually drove about 4.5 or 5 hours to a dealership in another city away from San Antonio, and did the same thing the following month to a different city to play another Shigeru Kawai. And I went to Dallas and I went to Houston, and they had a 9-foot at one and a 7-foot at the other. And the sales, well, it was actually the owner there came out and filled me up with all this manufacturer's advertising hype. And then the sales guy came out and said he'd been working conventions and that almost everyone that comments on the piano had nothing but positive things to say, as if it were the best piano they ever played in their life. And so when this SK-5 was uncrated, well, the first thing I thought of was that I'm gonna have to be the first one to play and see how it really, really plays. One of the things that makes the Shigeru Kawai piano very, very special to the player, I'll show you here in the action. Remember, this is just one, and there are 88 keys on a piano. So you have this extended key length, which allows for a little bit more dexterity, ease of play, and certainly gives you a lot more expression. And also included is the Millennium III carbon graphite fiber action, which is right in the center. And I'm sure if this technology existed hundreds of years ago, it would have been incorporated into piano action a long, long time ago. And then of course you have the hammer shank and the hammer itself. This action right here allows for every Shigeru Kawai piano to play identically the same. The only thing you're going to hear is a difference in the harp. And since we have this SK-5 right here out of the box, we're going to go ahead and have a listen. One of the things I always think about is the first time I played a Shigeru Kawai, which takes me back 20 years ago, my original conversation. And that was overheard at the time by the store owner. And we were not in the store, we were at a convention. And there was a bunch of people that said, well, where did you play one of these Shigeru Kawais? I said, right across the hallway, right over there where that line of people is at. And they went and they waited in that line. They came back a couple hours later and said, you know what, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. So as a result of my going to Houston and going to Dallas to play these pianos, I was just originally thrilled. And this Millennium III action they put inside there just makes it, I think, one of the best manufactured made instruments in the world in terms of a grand piano, regardless of what size. If it says Shigeru Kawai, it's going to be a phenomenal piano. It'll be one of the best you ever played, and they display and perform so well on a showroom floor, which is why anyone that plays one in a showroom floor wants one. And there's a reason why they're always the best playing sounding piano. It's made with all their full pride and joy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me have your comments, and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again next time.